about the recession are proving true, which the secondary and tertiary brands are doing much worse than the primary brands. We're the market leader, and we're gaining market share.
Because the brands having to promote more and be more active about supporting their brands.
Yeah, it's literally, the brands, the secondary, tertiary brands are going out of business. So the person that we're in competition with, a company called Pete and Johnny's, that got by PepsiCo 3 years ago, was delisted about 2 weeks ago. Yeah. There's just with a bit less money around, everyone's spending a bit less money in the category, and the sort of weaker players don't survive. So it's tough for us, but it's much tougher for other people. I was fortunate enough to spend a couple of hours with Stuart Rhodes, and the guy at M&S, and he was just, I learned so much from that guy just in half an hour. His whole principles were, when it's tough, just don't ever compromise on the stuff that you're all about. And his whole thing was, you know, like us, we're talking about expenses, we're about quality, and we cannot crash the quality, and for instance, we cannot crash the ethics. The fact that it's going to be tough for the next couple of years, you've got to understand what it is that you are as a brand, and you've got to protect that, no matter what it takes as you go through the harder periods. You also have to find a way to make yourself more affordable to people and show that you get it. And again, Marks and Spencer are also an example of that on one level, because the way that they price promote reinforces what their brand message is. So they do dine in for £10, and that is a way of signalling better value to the consumer, but in a way that's dressed in the Marks and Spencer language. So for me, it's about cut the fat, but don't cut the muscle, and make sure you're protecting what your brand's all about. Find a way to make yourself a bit more affordable, but take solace from the fact that you come out strong on the other side because there's less competition, you're a leaner business. So for us, we're having, weirdly, the best year we've had in business.
Nice position to be in. Bob, what are you sensing?
Well, we're seeing an uptick in, obviously, companies trying to raise money because the debt isn't there anymore. And so I think there's going to be a short, next 12, 18 months, a lot of companies that would normally be eased through with some debt finance and can't get it. So we're definitely seeing lots of entrepreneurs, and there are people who are being laid off and saying, actually, I'm going to go and set that business up now that I've been talking about for 10 years. So that's the entrepreneur side. The funding side, probably 2/3 of our network of angels are sold out entrepreneurs, and whilst their portfolio's gone down, this is a small part of their portfolio, but a part they're very passionate about. And they're seeing it as an opportunity to drive harder bargains. Valuation, is going to be key. But they see it as a good opportunity to pick up good deals.
So they're still there at the lower level?
They're definitely still there, yeah. I mean, some are sitting on their hands, definitely, but there's still a good chunk of our investors there. We had an event last week where we had 107 people there, of which, 79 turned up. I'd say 2/3 of those were investors looking to invest.
And John, are people squeezing innovation? Are they trying to stop having to do things they don't have to do, or do they actually?
No, I think people are still innovating just as much as ever, because I think that the truly great brands are the ones who recognise that if they continue to, I'm entirely with Richard, that be true to yourself, be completely convicted about what you do not compromise on quality, and actually the guys who are going to be successful are the ones who have innovated and have a pipeline coming out at the end of this. Because, this is going to end, and the successful brands are the ones that are going to be ready and prepared for the future. I think that I'm rather glad I'm in brand design, not advertising. I think the advertising industry is going to be one that's suffering dramatically over the next 18 months or 2 years. And I think there's an awful lot of people that be building their brands from the bottom up. And so a lot of what Marlin was talking about with Green Blacks this morning, I absolutely endorse. It's making
so going direct to the consumer,
making your brand relevant at the point of purchase, and the point of contact with customers are going to be really key.
I don't know whether I'm mad, but I'm actually incredibly bullish about the next 12 to 18 months. I mean, everyone seems to be wandering around. The world appears to be ending. For a start, I mean, at a macro level, we're in food and drink. We're not selling cars, thank God. We're not selling houses.
So we're not advertising.
We're not bankers. And for those of us who are buying ingredients and stuff, there's a shortage of supply as over demand. Demand is still rising for these things. So we're in a fantastic place. There's so much upside still to go for. And our plan for next year is significant growth, top and bottom line. There's so much more to go for. Yeah. And I think there's some big danger of talking yourself into problems. We have less than 10% household penetration. I still see that as an opportunity, not a threat. But I would echo the point about the brand. I mean, I'm so old that I went through the 90, 91, 92. recession, and it's a great forcing house for real brands that have real connections to people, and it strips out those people who are pretending. Very
Okay, right. We've got a couple of points.